All right, guys, welcome back to day 2 of our build of the Freewing Motion RC AL37 airliner. So just to give you an update on what I did on the first day. So we got the rudder painted on this thing. We're using Rust-Oleum 2-time. This is Oasis Blue. That's what most of this plane is going to be. I opted to paint the rudder separately, masking off some of these areas to get this thing kind of painted off to the side and done with some other pieces. I guess I could have painted it on there. I don't know, I just decided to paint it separately. I thought that I'd be able to apply some of the graphics to this for my Pixar Pier theme, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen because it needs to roll into the fuselage and then get cut there. So I guess I could have left it on and painted. So that's kind of the deal there. No big deal. But just an update, we got our nacelles painted. Those turned out really well. Got the little white squiggly thing there on the inside, so don't disappoint me. Get those things painted in there. They turned out actually really well. Believe it or not, I think I did all the easy pieces first. So with the rudder, the nacelles turned out to be almost cake to mask off and paint. Not a big deal. What I'm using for those is simply some 3M Delicate. And I watched a lot of William Jackson's videos, so plug to him on refinishing a lot of foamy planes. So I tried to use the least tacky tape possible. And basically what I do is I rip a bunch of this off, kind of just rub it on your shirt to get it kind of linty from the backside. That'll make it just a hair less tacky, but enough to still tack to the foam. And believe it or not, you'll still pull off little pieces of paint here and there. So I'm probably going to take one of the horizontal stabs over to Lowe's or Home Depot and get them matched up so that way I have white paint. But anyway, this is what I've been using. So I have a roll of some thicker stuff and a roll of the skinnier brand. So 3M Delicate is what this is. And like I said, it's kind of just use it, make it linty, and that's what I've been masking off with. So we did the easy pieces, had a little stand here I put together to hold the little winglets there to get those things painted. So they're done. The nacelles are done. The rudder is done. And I've been looking over this thing a good bit. A couple things that I noticed. Number one is on the flaps here, there's a carbon rod in there to support the flap. And there's a big gap in there, and they give you this tape. So this tape, it really isn't laid out in the instructions at all. I'm going to assume one piece covers that up, one piece goes over the other side, the other wing. So I don't know if I'd like the tape. It really doesn't matter, I guess, a whole lot when you're repainting everything. But if I'm already going to repaint it, I'm going to take some lightweight, flexible spackle. You can use foam filler. I just use this stuff on the foamies. You know, and again, I'll plug a lot of this to William Jackson, where, you know, I never thought I could refinish anything foam, and I turned out to do a Trojan. Turned out really well for my first time. So this one's going to take a while, but if I'm going to do it and I'm going to paint it, I might as well just take a little bit extra time. I'm going to fill those in with putty and sand them off rather than a tape in there. I think overall it'll turn out better. Just little details. Like I said, I don't think anyone's going to go, oh, look, there's tape there. It's not going to matter. For me, it's just going to be to fill it in with some putty. I have time because I got a lot of masking here to do. Oh my God, I didn't realize when you go to paint this full thing, dude, there's a lot of masking tape going to be involved here. And that's kind of what my goal is tonight. So I've been really at odds, and I did a survey just to see what other people think. With the top of the wing, they're that kind of polished aluminum look on the real 737. Did I go with something like that, or did I take this Oasis Blue and paint the whole top? I kind of like the Oasis Blue, but then again, I kind of like the contrast it has for being a scale plane, being that polished aluminum. So that's what I'm going to opt with, and I'm going to use this this Rust-Oleum, this winter gray, and that's what I'm going to go over with at the top. And if I don't like it down the road, I guess I can change it. It's not too big a deal, so I'm going to try it first. But I'm going to fill in those things right there. We're going to sand those down. And on the fuselage, I also noticed one thing, and again, being picky, but where the fuselage halves joined at the top, the seam is sealed with the glue. At the bottom, the seam is sealed with the glue, but on the sides, there's the tiniest little gap. And again, nobody else, you know, would really care or say anything, but to me, it's one of those small details. I'd like it to look right. If I'm going to spend the time to paint this missile, this oversized beer cooler. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to fill that in with some putty. I'm going to fill in both wings with some putty, clean them up, make them look nicer. And then we have a ton of masking to do. So my goal is tonight on day 2, I got the easy stuff painted. I thought, man, this thing's going to go quick. But I guess if you're going to take the time and do it and try not to rip off all the other paint and everything else, most of the underbody is going to be left white. But I got a ton of masking to do here to get this thing ready. You got to mask off the lights and all the open bays so you don't get anything on the connectors or any of the ball links. And then obviously on the wings, after we get that putty in there and dried and sanded off, we want to go ahead and mask all this off. But there's a ton of little, you know, areas to wrap around, and however you choose to paint yours or not, if you're leaving them white, it makes it easy. But you know, for me, I'm changing that color, and there's going to be a lot of masking that needs to get done. So we're going to throw on some Christmas tunes, and that's what we're going to do for tonight. We're going to get a lot of the masking done, hopefully maybe even paint the horizontal stabs in the back and see how they turn out, and get this fuselage sealed up as well. So that's the goal. Day number 2, and we'll see what happens. So from down here in the layer, we're going to go ahead and skip over and get into the time lapse. Peace.